Ladies and gentlemen, Mackie here, and welcome each and every one of you to this live stream that are going currently on YouTube. If you're watching this on YouTube, I wanted to say something. I want to thank each and every one of you for the subscribers, and this is the first live YouTube stream in a long while. I haven't done a live YouTube stream in a long time, and you know what? I'm gonna be like missing words and being stumbling all kind of stuff, but I wanted to get my point across. And yes, the title is not misleading, all kind of stuff. Welcome each and every one of you to the state of LCS. And yes, state of LCS can only mean one thing. LCS is officially back. And not just back as under a merger or anything. No, people. It is back under independent league. And you know what? I think I have one thing to say before we get to the fire brimstone of this entire stream and all kind of stuff. We did it. We effing did it. Because of your support, because of your voices, because of all the media pressure you have put on, and because of your strength in numbers and all kinds of stuff, we got our product back. And for that, we say thank you to all the subscribers, all the people that are probably watching this right now, but all the people that are viewing my videos, but also I'm not just viewing my videos. I watch other people's content, I watch their people's opinions and all kinds of stuff, and I also give my opinions, of course. So we're just communicating. Thank you all for going to call-ins and all kinds of stuff. Thank you, communicating, watching, and giving their opinions, because we are a passionate community as well. The LCS was our passion. And for them to rip us off for a cheap merged forced rivalry with a southern region that is still getting screwed over, by the way, it just doesn't feel fair. It just doesn't feel fair enough. And you know what? Tonight, in front of all our people, we get to celebrate. With FlyQuest, of course, who just won and only LTA championship. But tonight is a celebration. So instead of watching, Monday Night Football with some not so good teams, tonight this is me just celebrating and just doing all the kind of stuff. And unfortunately, I don't have any champagne or, any kind of beverage that is 18 plus. But I am celebrating with all you guys. So everybody who is watching this stream right now on YouTube, not on Twitch, sorry, we don't do Twitch. I will try to see if I can balance between Twitch and YouTube and just alternate. I was trying to go do it on Twitch, but unfortunately, I'm on the StreamYard, payday. Why do I mention a company, of course? But there is a sponsor. You can look it up there. I cannot do both, of course, unless I pay. So I decided to go YouTube for tonight and tonight only. I will be back on Twitch in a long while. But for now, this is a celebration. It is a glorious celebration to all of you guys. And for everybody who has gone through the ringer for the last couple of days, enjoy this moment. Enjoy this moment right here, right now, and be happy. But unfortunately, we cannot dwell in the happiness that long. Oh, no, team. We just cannot dwell in the happiness that long. Because, once again, there is some heads to be rolled. And no, we're not talking about, slicing heads, Red Queen kind of style executions. No. We're talking about mass layoffs. Because right now, people that are in charge of this whole thing, as of the time of recording, around 7:15 p.m. on the 28th day of September, one day after the whole announcement, are check notes, not fired or let go. And unfortunately, that is a huge problem. A huge problem for me, a huge problem for the community, a huge problem for everybody else. But if you want to know the lack of responsibility for all of this, gotta turn to the South. Now, there was some announcement made, of course, a statement made about how they use the LCS going forward, in which the LCS will only get one slot for first stand, 2 slots for MSI, and 3 slots for Worlds. Okay. And they wanted to simplify the format to make it easier and more understandable with all of the people. And I was like, okay, good. All right, you got 2 of them down. But unfortunately, they don't mention about road shows. They don't mention about 100 D's replacement. They don't mention about anything else. But the one big caveat that is really, really grind my gears just a little bit is the fact that CBLOL, their precious region from Brazil, and probably Latin America, because of course they kind of merged with them, but CBLOL have only 1 slot in every single tournament, including Worlds. And to me, I like to say this as a North person or Caribbean person, by the way. What the hell? What in God's green earth is this? CBLOL has more viewership than you. They have more eyeballs than you. And I understand that they have not done anything much internationally, but if you look at the year as a whole, Estral was the only team to take a game off of the North in the entire season. And that was more like Umti kind of crapping himself against Team Liquid. But a win is a win, I guess. Then Furia won the whole thing, and they managed to get 5 games out of G2. Even though G2 have been absolutely crap this entire MSI, of course, they managed to get a game out of G2. And then this entire LTA championship, Vivo Kings and Red Cannons actually managed to win series against both Shopify Rebellion and 100 Thieves. You can say all the will about the teams, of course. Shopify Rebellion crap in the bed, and 100 Thieves looking absolutely shaken in the crowd. But they beat them. They beat them. And they actually took a game against FlyQuest, although it was Inspire's not greatest game, of course. It was pretty much Inspire's not greatest series. For an MVP player to be like that is like not good. But yet the FlyQuest won, showcasing that the whole is greater than the sum of its parts. So there you got that going. But after all of that, after everything they've gone through, being forced to merge with a rivalry that is never going to work, being treated like a third world country, which I didn't get to watch most of the games, of course, and all of that, and we're going to get like 1 slot in all tournaments. Like, I am sorry. I am goddamn sorry, but that is not going to work. That is not going to fly in the face of the many Brazilian fans who have been passionate about this region and passionate about this project for so long. And it's just feel like a slap in the face for the South. To the point of like, what is the point of all of this? What is the God Green Earth is the point of all of this? We got merged in a region that we cannot be involved about, being forced in a rivalry that I don't think is gonna work. And now we got it back. And now we're still being treated. What is the point of this region anymore? You might as well pack it up right now and not even bother with the CBLOL. This is not offense to the CBLOL people and the casters and all that stuff. But what is the point of all of this? What is the God Green Earth point of all of this? And that is just a prelude to what is going to happen tonight. We, and I mean I, are going to hold Riot Games responsible for all of this LTA BS that has been happening, going on for years. And maybe this might take 30 minutes, or maybe this stream might last an hour, but I do not care. I got all night, baby. I got all night. I can do this all night if I have to. You cannot stop me. You cannot hurt me. You cannot even take on my stream riot. You can do whatever I want. But you ain't not going to stop my voice. And if you're going to stop my voice, there are a million voices right now that are going to talk and talk and talk until you have to submit. Because tonight, ladies and gentlemen, fire and brimstone is about to rain out of Riot. We are going to hold Riot accountable for all the charges, the emotional damage that it caused us for the entire year. And we're going to make sure that they will never even step foot in an arena again. You know, few people will do that, but they will never do that again. And we're not going to do the heckling and treating families like crap, like what happened in Bethpage, of course, with the Ryder Cup. Disgusting people. No, we're not doing that. We are going to talk some sense into them, and we need to get competent people to go through. The fact that they're not fired right now, the people that are responsible for all of this are not getting fired right now. It's an absolute disgrace, and it needs to be talked about. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I'd like to welcome you to the state of LCS, and we are putting Riot Games on trial by the media. Because you know about social media, man. Once this whole thing goes on social media, and once all the criticism goes on to social media, it is going to be a stain that has been permanent forever. Forever. So I decided we're putting Riot on trial. We're putting the entire Riot Games on trial for the neglected abuse and the emotional damage that is caused in this region for years. And it's not just this year. No, not just this year. No, not just this year. It is for all the years that have cost us. All the years. And by the way, I'm going to be actually uploaded. I'm going to be like watching a video talking about it. So, where do I begin? I think it is time for me to watch a video. So there's a video that is going on. So there is a video, by the way. There is a video. And by the way, there's a video going on right now. And there's a video, of course, that's been uploaded a couple of years about Riot Games not treating this whole thing, you know, the way Riot Games have treated this entire region as a whole. And it's not just the first time, of course. So let me just see. Yeah. All right. So, we get into? Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we're getting into it. Now, there's a video that's talking about it, of course. I decided to like download this whole thing because, of course, if I were to like, you know, get it on YouTube, this whole thing might freeze, of course, and it will not be good and all kind of stuff. So I decided to just download the whole thing, copy it, and then we decided to share it with the whole world. So this video is pretty much entitled, let's see. Let's see. A story of self-sabotage, how Riot has failed the LCS. Oh yeah, and this video has been hold on for like a month ago. But since we're all gonna be doing so, but since this will be a trial thing, I decided let's just watch this sucker, shall we? Oh, press play. Okay. I think volume is low. Oh Jesus, the volume is so low. Oh, volume so low. God damn it. And the screen, and it's like, this is not good. All right, screw it. Nope, we're not doing it. Sorry, everybody. I was going to do the video, but unfortunately, A, was so low, and B, it's like, it doesn't even bother. So, all right, come back to Solo Akeem. There you go. Solo Akeem right now. Yeah, so I was going to show you the video, but unfortunately, A was low. B, the screen is not too good. Maybe I could just show it on YouTube, by the way. I could just show you on YouTube, but, you know, frame rates and all kind of stuff, it's just not looking great. But, it doesn't matter. I don't think we don't need video evidence or anything to evidence. You look at the last 2 years, and it's not just the fact that the marketing has not been great. We can start the whole thing with the marketing exercise. The fact that the whole thing was announced and there is not a shred of marketing, not a single shred of marketing. Like, I'm not saying billboards or buses and all that kind of stuff, but not even on the social media fronts, not even on like the TikTok front, which is like the most widely heavily app, of course, that many people use. We're not talking about that. The fact that you didn't market this thing properly is just like you're giving them zero clue of how it is all done. And that is going on the marketing team. That is sadly going on the marketing team for not marketing this thing properly. Like, I understand, like, we knew this was a bad idea. But if you're going to give us a bad idea, I think do a bad idea by marketing this whole thing and be treated like a product. Like, come on, it's not dumb. I can market this whole thing by myself. I can market like your car, your house, or everybody else. The fact they haven't done that, the fact that they haven't done this whole thing, just a sign of like the horrible bad things to come. The timing. Your Honor of the media, the whole Riot Games timing of it could not come at a worse time. You have to remember this, that This is around the time where FlyQuest was playing against Gen G, and nobody, not even God myself, have FlyQuest have a chance to even beat Gen G. Then it will go up 2-1 and playing the best League of Legends you'll ever see, almost taking down probably the best team in the world at that time. And while they lost, by the way, it was one of the greatest ever things ever happened to us in a long, long while. The fact we took games out of Gen G, of all teams, it's a sight to behold. It's an absolute sight to behold. And before all of that, we win is one of the greatest endings of the entire LCS era, in my opinion, in which the freaking Winians actually won the game against Team Liquid in a matchup that everybody expected, but considered that everybody wanted to see that the LCS is about to leave and all kind of stuff, people would kind of tune it out. Like, of course, the tournament was taking place in Los Angeles at the Hulu Theater, and there were like 1,000 people showing up. Like, nobody wants to show up because they knew the death sign is staring at them 1,000 yards away. They knew. And then the moment the announcement announced, and then everything went to crap. To crap. Monte Cristo mentioned about it. Shy Nagra mentioned about it. All these people, all the people knew this is bad. They knew this is bad. And I think this entire year, from the viewership to the engagement to all these kind of stuff, it's just reflected on the lack of market engagement, but the lack of transparency, keyword here, transparency, being honed on Riot. And it does not make us even better. You're thinking that by merging this whole thing, you're thinking to yourself, we could just easily watch this thing and just be treated like, mindless zombies, of course, feeding off our brains, thinking to yourself that we're just dumb, little bit of League of Legends people who just sit around playing video games, learning all these things going on and just like treated like it's nothing else. You're thinking, Riot, that we're dumb. No. Here's the thing, Riot. No, Riot. Here's the thing. You think we're dumb. You think we're absolutely dumb. You think we're just dumb little League of Legends persons. You think I have 40 subscribers and thinking I'm dumb? I'm not dumb. I got to college, for God's sakes. I went to high school. I may not have the degree to be better than you, but I know my people. I know common sense when I see one. And this is the most low IQ, common sense thing to ever happen to League of Legends since the time of, the Ardent Censor meme. Yeah, that's right. This is worse than Ardent Censor. Hell, this is probably worse than like merging the LCP, although you can say that the LCP merger was even more better and not even criticized a lot. This is dumb. This is absolutely dumb by their part. And whether it has relations to what Travis Gabbard was leaving the scene, of course, many people are kind of like tapped out. They are tapping out of the region. And I cannot blame them. Travis Gafford have been carrying this region on his back for years. For freaking years. With Hotline League, with all these kind of stuff, with everything that's going on. And he decided, you know what? It's time for me to make it greener pastures. And I don't blame him. I do not blame the people that are involved leaving them. I do not blame everybody who decided that this region is not enough. And you know what? That's fine. That is fine. That's absolutely fine. Your Riot Games are treating this LCS like losers. Like the whole thing with the whole Beth Page situation with the Americans throwing stuff, heckling and all kinds of stuff. It's like you're making sure that, we're better than you and all kinds of stuff. No, you're losers. You're losers. And that's what Riot is treating you. Riot is treating the LCS like they're losers. You're treating your own product like a losers. You're saying you're not going to kill the product. Well, guess what? You're giving them an ICU until you decide to pull the damn plug and decided it is not even good enough. Like, listen, we're not going to win Worlds. We're not have 500,000 subscribers. We don't have the great players like your trophies and your fakers and your rookies of the world, or the Shy, for God's sakes, or your Jackie Loves, or your Galads, or your Rulers, or Doros, or Peanuts, or any kind of match, or anything. We're not them. But we have a history. We have a product, and it builds on, guess what? Stream. It's based on the people that stream your content. Content, in the grand scheme of things, in the year of our Lord 2025, it's king. And it's because of those people, you get the 700,000 people in Madison Square Garden. You get all of these jazz. You get everything you wanted for the last couple of years. And the way you're treating this product right now, not just this year, but the last couple of years, I just cannot take it. Nope. Nope. Nopey, nope, nope. I just cannot take it. And there's a statement that you made to show us that we are just bottom feeders and you're just treating us like one of those minor regions. All the resources that you have, all the money in the world, and yet we are still treated like a bottom tier region. Nope. 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 Effing no. No. God, no. You treat us like a bottom tier region. Your studio is right here in Los Angeles. Riot Game Studios is in Los Angeles, for God's sakes. And yet you're treating this entire region like you just don't care. You just don't care. And the LTA was at the perfect indication that you just don't care about us. You're just going to, force this rivalry. You're going to merge this whole thing. You decided to make format that is so hard for people to understand. And then you realize that, hey, the people prefer the brand, of course. They prefer their old brands, of course. Like, no shit. No shit. Yeah, it's like the same thing with Coca-Cola. Yes, I'm going to mention the Coca-Cola thing, Akeem. But it is worth mentioning that many people do not even freaking like the Coca-Cola or the new Coca-Cola. Even years later, many people do not like the Coca-Cola. They like the original 100-year-old taste that has been drinked over and over and over and over again. They like originality better than the new stuff. And guess what? They realize, like the Cracker Barrel logo, of course, they would rather have originality. And now that we got it back, it is not. We realize it is not enough. No. The people that are responsible for all of this has to leave. We do not want any incompetent people touching our product ever again. And yes, I'm going to say the names. And if I get ridiculed by Riot, if I will never get an LPP spot, so be it. I got 40 subscribers on my back, and I got a lot of voices to say. Chris Greeley, John Needledick, and Mark Z. And I'm going to excuse Mark Z because I feel like he's the puppet master of us. And that Carlos guy who's running the old LTA thing, you guys are all responsible for this. And you guys are guilty for damages, for neglect, for emotional abuse and all kind of stuff. And to sending this region back 50 million years into the sun. And you all have to leave. It is time to go. It is time to go. And you give them the servants package. I do not give a damn. Just leave our region alone. We don't want people that are in our region, touching our region, and think they're better than us. You're thinking with all your suits, your jets, your flyer money, you're thinking we're better than us. No. Here's the thing. You are not better than us. You are not better than us. You are never going to be better than us. You're going to treat League of Legends like it's just nothing. No, you are better. You are never better than us. You are not better than us. And that is a fact. And that is a fact by all these people who showed up in Dallas, of course, around the same day at the Cowboys and Packers in that same arena or the same state, tied in a thrilling Sunday night if you're a Texas fan or God knows how many fans. The same night, of course, in the same evening, hundreds of people showing up, showing that people care about this stuff, showing that League of Legends North America is being better year after year, despite all the fallacies that you have caused right. You have stymied high schoolers. Yes, we don't have high schoolers. We don't have developments in high school, for God's sakes. We need development. And unfortunately, you stymied that development, and we have to trade off Koreans to even carry them. Like, I don't have no offense with Koreans, of course. They're talented and all kinds of stuff. But it's just like, you have stymied this product for years. 4 years. And I just cannot take it. We, as a collective, and I am a collective, cannot even take it anymore. I just cannot take it anymore. And I think it's time for you to go. And who do I hire? Well, competent people, better than them. We need better than them. Maybe, you know what? Let's just bring a female, of course, to run this whole league. Maybe I'll just bring Emily Rand to run this whole league. She can handle this better than I do, or they do, or something. Then again, of course, the whole Nicole Poll and Jameson thing with the evil geniuses is not a great idea. So I don't think women can do. I'm not saying I don't think bad, but I'm just saying I do not think honestly yeah, let's just leave it at that. But they have to go, and they have to leave right now. Because the fact that I don't see any statements to involving them resigning or them leaving or them taking a leave, nor PR statements from Riot Games themselves just show me a lack of transparency, a lack of faith, a lack of cause. And if we're doing this going into next year, I don't think the fate of many people is going to be as healed. I don't think it's going to be healed. I'm sorry I'm jumbling my words a little bit. You know, me being a study autistic and just me jumping my words and being understandable. But you get the point. You get the freaking point. You get the freaking point. If I don't see any people being exiled and not leaving before the end of the year, then what are we doing as a region? We just might as well pack it up and just watch an LPL for God's sakes. Or LCP. Because right now, that LCP region is much more equipped and better than you and much more run by competent people and doesn't have that feeling of like the weight on the entire world on his shoulders sometimes. You guys do. You guys. And unfortunately, the problem with this whole thing is that I'm not sure it's not going to happen. The way the whole LCS announcement made and the market and everybody was crowning and cheering all kind of stuff, it's like, we got our product back. We don't care. We just got our product back. Everything is happy. Everything is all sunshine and rainbows. We don't care. We just got our product back. We can all go home and be happy for next year. And I was thinking to myself, what? So if somebody committed a crime, you know, and we just like, oh, you know, that person committed a crime, but we just let him go, of course. And it's like, no. I feel like, listen, if a person committed a crime, they should be guilty. They should be tried for a penalty or something, jail time or the needle or something. They should be responsible. And for the fact that so many people cheered and just realized, oh, we just have the LTA back. We just have the LCS back. We just have the LCS back. All of it is happy. Just go home, be happy, and just go on away. No. Just goddamn no. These people on Riot should be responsible. Put them in a Nuremberg trial situation. For anybody who don't know the Nuremberg trial, 80 years ago, some horrible people caused in World War II were being trialed and tested in Nuremberg, Germany, of course. You can see, of course, still representatives of today. But the point is that they're being tried and they're being tested by so many people. And I believe that is what we're going to do. I think David Shynock is right. I think we need to gather all the Riot employees, and maybe not saying all the Riot employees, but all the Riot people that have been responsible for this incredible crap show over the last year, put them in a town hall, and we are not going to leave this damn town hall until you answer all the goddamn questions. No more PR questions, no more half statements. Give me the full answers or F off. Full answers or F off. No in-betweens. No in-betweens. And if we're going to do this for 5 hours, 6 hours, I don't give a damn. I do not give a damn. I do not give a damn whatsoever. I just don't. What I want and what I need is some answers and some transparency and some clarity of why. Why the goddamn Earth decided to do the LTA? Why the goddamn Earth decided to merge with a Brazilian league that's not even competent enough to even hold a rivalry? Why goddamn Earth decided to do weekdays 2 years ago when you realized that weekdays did not work because, I don't know, people are working? Make some sense, damn it! I'll freaking tell you I can run this league better than you. I'm talking run this league better than you. Like, come on. This is BS. Absolute BS. Absolute BS from a $1 million company, but by the way, it's been owned by China and Saudi. Who knew? Like, who knew? And the fact we don't have any transparency just speaks of like, they don't give a damn. They just give them what they want and just leave them alone, and there'll be no responsibility. Well, I say this to you. This is not over. This is not over by a long shot. The product is back, but the fire and brimstone is not. Heads will roll. And we are going Red Queen off with their heads until there is nothing left. And I'm not saying like off with their heads as in blood and all kinds of stuff. No, no, not that. I mean everybody being carried off, carry their boxes, and having a severance package and never even step foot again. Hell, you can go to another job like a Starbucks or a 500 company, but not in this place. No. Not in Riot Games ever again, especially in our region. And you know what? Crazy idea, and I'm going to go a little crazy, but you know what? Here's a kicker. Why can't we just run the league? The people just run the league. Since Riot Games has treated us so badly, how about this, Riot? Let us run the league. We can do better than you. We know how to have the money, and that's the political red tape, as David said, and all kinds of stuff. But you know what? We can just run the league better than you. We got more competence. We got more style. We got more responsibility people. We can do whatever you want. We can make content. I can tell you what, Miss Chim Tim can put up more content than you guys are. She can put up content. We can all do the work. And I feel like if the people of League of Legends and the LCS can run this league better than us, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we can be gods. Absolute gods. Political red tape be damned. We can actually run this league better than Riot Games. We can do that. We don't need money. We don't need style and anything else. We need passion. Because right now, after the entire LTA year and after everything I've gone through, we could just feel like, you know what? If Riot Games is going to treat us like a third world country, we're going to make sure they will never treat us like a third world country. We will make sure they will never treat us like a third world country. We can never. And I feel like if that's going to happen, then praise be. Praise freaking be. Now, I think we're done with, 32 minutes is on the clock. And I have more to say about this whole situation. But first, it's time for me to drink a glass of water and just reminisce of what I said. And we'll come back to you in a couple of minutes. Empty chair, do your stuff. I'm not a politician in anything. I don't run for president, and trust me, I will never will. I don't, I'm not a vengeful person and all that stuff. I just care about a product that when many people love so much, and when our product is being treated so badly by people in suits with more money, more influence, and more, lack of intelligence than you are, it makes me sick. It makes me absolutely sick. And the way this LTA has been going on, and I could just talk about the whole LTA stuff for like months and months. And I just realized, you know what? Last night was a celebration, and tonight is a fire and brimstone kind of thing. And of course, there'll be time to turn this around. It is September, by the way. There will be more announcements, and hopefully things will turn around and things will be better. Like, I don't know, give us more road shows for God's sakes. Then that will be for the jury to come out. But when you treated us, but this entire thing is a sign of like, why are you treating us like this? Why are you treating this region like this? Why are you treating this product like it's nothing. The LCS will never win Worlds, and that's fine. And that's fine. You can just say all you will, saying that we can win Worlds and all kinds of stuff. The fact and the reality is, we don't have even the mentality to even beat the Koreans or the Chinas, and that's a reality that I can accept. Now I know many people of you do not accept that, but I can accept that. I can accept that we are a region. This LCS region is never going to win anything, and that's fine. That is easily fine. What is not fine, and what is not fine, is our product being absolutely treated so badly for the last 2 years that it's going that right now, giving it back is not going to solve our problems. It is not. It's only part of the solution. The name is just part of the solution, but we just need it a whole way. We just needed the whole way. And so far, it has not come to the fruition. It's been okay. They're fine. Okay, some of it was fine, but some of it are not resolution. Some of it are not solving our problems. And of course, the way you treated CB Lol right now is just giving them a middle finger and saying you're not better than us. You are never going to be better than us. And I just like, what are you doing? You're not treating CB Lol like it's crap. You've been treating our region for crap like years. Now you're treating CB Lol like crap. Like, come on, man. Come on. And I feel like right now, it is now time to like, we need as a collective, the same voices that want us to bring LCS back are going to be the same voices that just wanted these people to be gone. If they don't want to be gone, fine. You know what? If they don't want to be gone, we wanted to make sure we're gone. If they do not want to leave the Riot Games Studios or the Riot Games Hall, then we have to make sure they'll leave. We're going to make sure that Chris Greeley, Sean Neiman, and that Carlos guy, and maybe Mark Z if you want to, you want to make sure that all these people go. All of them. I want your social medias. I want your TikToks tweeting, of course. I want your voices to be heard. I want all these people to be loud. I may have no viewers watching right now, but I do not give a damn. I do not give a damn. Soon this video will be uploaded, and I just wanted to share this with hundreds of people. Hundreds and thousands of people that are watching this right now. Maybe a few, but that's fine. I don't care. I may have 40 subscribers, but I have voices that is loud, and I can talk, and I can learn about these situations, and I can know that when something bad happens, you just cannot walk away and treat it like it's nothing. You are accountable for all of this. Riot Games, you are accountable for the LTA mess that you have brought to us. You are accountable for not listening to the people. You are accountable for the horrible formats, including the horrible pick and play, for God's sakes. For God's sakes! And now you're responsible to fixing all that mess. Hey, listen, we are not responsible for this mess. NES players should have been more open and be more content-driven, of course, in a content-driven world, with players and all kinds of stuff. But that's another time for another day. You, Riot Games, are responsible for all of this. And it's up to you and you alone to fix this. And so far, it is coming up empty. Time is an enemy sometimes. It may be your friend in these cases, but it's also an enemy. And with the voices being louder and the way this LTA has been scarred in the memory for so many people, mentally right now, the time is not on your side. You better do something fast. Because if you cannot do something fast in the next couple of months, then 2026 is going to be like, the LCS is back, but I just don't feel like watching it right now. Consider everything we've gone through with the LTA. Because, as David said, hell, they might just change it back to the LTA next year. And it'll be like the same old mess all over again. Riot Games is just treating LCS like Manchester United right now, treating with their managers and all this kind of stuff for years. The same freaking cycle over and over again, and there is nothing you could do. And I'm going to say the same thing I'm going to say with every single team. The culture of this region needs to change. Yes, Akeem, the culture needs to change. And I'm not talking about the culture from the players or the casters or the people responsible or the directors or producers, all kinds of stuff. But the top needs to change. The bottom needs to change. The entire structure, the entire product needs a radical change from top to bottom. You may have the LCS theme song, you can have the LCS product back, but we need some changes. And I'm not talking about changes in personnel. I'm talking about changes in culture, changes in attitude, changes in mentality, and all kinds of stuff. We may never beat an LCK team nor an LPL team sometimes, but at least we have the mindset to just feel like this is our region, this is our people, and this is how we run things. And as long as you run things, and as long as you just leave the frick alone and not do any mandolin, then and only then did I said that we are going to be fine. We may never gonna pull like 500,000 viewers or the millions of viewers, of course, like we did a couple of years ago. That is fine. That is a sign of esports that we are right now. That esports is a dirty word. That investments, unless you're Saudi or China, of course, will never even be touched. Although you can say that EA Sports just bought the whole thing, just be bought for $55 billion. My goodness gracious! We can never reach those viewership numbers, and that is fine. I can accept that. I can accept that we're never going to beat a good region. I accept we're going to get like 200,000 subscribers. I can accept all of that. If we get the right people to be in the right spaces. And unfortunately, right now, the whole thing, it just screams of like people destroying our product and just getting away with it every single time. And that is not right. That is absolutely God tier not right. It does not sit well with me. It does not sit well with you. It does not sit well for all of us. And if that does not sit well for you, then what is the point of watching the LCS anymore? What is the point of watching North America League of Legends anymore? Because right now, North America League of Legends is off a cliff. It is teetering on the edge of disaster. And the LCS announcement just pulled it back just a little bit. But I just feel like right now, Riot is going to pull the rug again and saying, let's push him off the cliff again. See how that works. See how that works. I do not like that at all. I don't like this whole constant teasing and just not listening to people and thinking to yourself, we're just better than them. No, you're never going to be better than us. You are never going to be better than us. You may have the money, you may have the clout, you may have the prestige, you may have everything you wanted, but you're never going to be better than us. Ever. Ever. We are on the same plateau. You're not in a different league kind of thing. You're on the same level as us. And you're going to treat it like we're the same level as us. And if you cannot treat us in the same way as us, if you cannot even sit down on a table in front of people, like it doesn't have to be a fantasy restaurant, all kinds of. If you cannot just sit down with people like us, then you do not belong in our league. You just do not. I would rather have I will have David Shydock as my commissioner right now if he has to, but he have dogs and work and have to stream and all kinds of stuff and playing low budget LCS, and that's fine. I can accept that, and I can run the commissioner LCS, of course, but I have basically nothing else to do. But I am like everybody else, just wanted communication. I just want some answers. I just want some people responsible for all of this to take accountability and to make sure that we do not have the same situation ever again. Because by next year at this time, we might get to do another state of LCS. And we might say, hey, Akeem, Mom, there's another changes to be made and there's another changes. Like, I just do not want that. I just don't. I just don't want this to happen. So do I want the LCS to be successful? Yes, I do. And I'm not talking about millions of viewers. I just want them to be successful as a stabilized product with a stabilized organization with some stabilized people. I just want that. And unfortunately, the people that are responsible for that is making it worse by the hour. And the LCS announcement, the whole thing, is just covering the cracks for everything they have done. But not us. No. We are not going to forget all the scars that have talked us. We are not going to forget all the pain it has caused us. We're not going to forget all the emotional stress and all kinds of stuff. We are not going to forget. Because, as you all know, the internet is forever. And we're going to find all those scars. We're going to find all the creases. We're going to make sure they're going to hold up to the light until Riot Games are going to be responsible for this and have to step down and bring some good people. We just want some good people. That's all. We just want a transparent face Show up whenever something bad happens and take responsibility for all their actions, whether good or bad. We just want a responsible face. And that's what I want from this region, to be responsible, to be open forward, and to be growthful, to let this whole thing grow, to leave this thing alone and just let this whole thing grow. You can do the format, you can do everything you want, but just after that, just leave us alone. No more crappy changes. No changes to all these kinds of things. No more, doing all the kind of tweaking to make sure that you can just satisfy some of the people, which you realize that you can't. You just can't. No. Get the people out of there. Bring some competent people. Have the LCS be what it is, and then leave. Just don't do anything. Let the product grow by itself. And if it's bad, it's bad. But it is what it is. It is what it is. And that is my 2 cents. So I hope that tonight, as much as yesterday is a night of celebration, it's also a night of accountability. It's a night of accountability. It's a night of retribution and fire and brimstone and all kinds of stuff. And then also a night of self-reflection, of realizing that while we may have what we want, there's a long, long way to go before we actually get some stability. So I hope that this may be the last time we get to do this whole thing, and I hope this product will be better. So, thank you all for burying the LTA down in the dirt once and for all, for good, and never to come back, of course. And, of course, thank you all for bringing the LCS back to light. This stream is officially going to end right now. So thank you all for watching, and thank you all for enjoying my little ranting. It's been long, 47 minutes. I'll give him that. But I think it's time for me to end the stream and just enjoy my entire night. So on behalf of everybody else, we watch, we learn, we've been self-reflected and all kinds of stuff. Thank you for bringing the LCS back. But we are not done yet. Not by a long shot. Ciao.